better show, American Dad or Family Guy? Let's find out using 3 main criterias: characters, jokes, and music. Before I go on, these are my opinions, and if you don't agree, just tell me down below. Round 1, characters. Peter versus Stan. I gotta tell ya, I love Stan, and I think he's great, and I think he's funny, but there is no comparison to Peter the first 5 seasons of Family Guy. The amount of classic Peter moments that he has is completely unmatched. So I gotta go with Peter. When it comes to the wives, Lois versus Francine, gotta go with Francine. Francine is just way more interesting than Lois. She comes from an adoptive Chinese family, she's an accomplished shoplifter, and she's a martial arts master. The first couple of seasons of Family Guy, Lois was just an average housewife, but then later on she evolved into this horrible mother and a person who just hated her family. Between Steve and Chris, I gotta go with the king of R&B, Steve Smith. Between Meg and Haley, I gotta go with Meg. And between Brian and Roger, gotta go with Roger. Roger is the funniest character in American Dad. And Stewie just stands on his own. He is his own character. He is iconic, and I can't really compare him to anybody. So when it comes to characters, it's a tie. Round 2 is jokes. The first 5 seasons of Family Guy are pretty much perfect. The jokes and the cutaway gags always hit the nail on the head, but I think I'm gonna have to give this round to American Dad. In the first couple of seasons, American Dad started off a little slow, but as the seasons went on, it got funnier and funnier. Versus Family Guy, where it started to get less funny and less funny, I would say after season 7. Another thing that I love that American Dad does is these really long jokes that they have that go through a period of episodes. A good example is the Golden Turd. Very comparable to the chicken fight gag that Peter has in Family Guy. The Golden Turd is just way more cinematic and just so serious for no reason, which makes it funnier. Round 3, music. Probably gonna have to give this to American Dad as well. King of R&B himself, Steve Smith, really carries this round because all of his songs are utterly amazing. And I gotta say, I'm a little biased because I love the R&B flair that American Dad has over the show tunes flair that Family Guy has. Not saying that I don't love some of the Family Guy songs like the freaking FCC or Buy Me a Rainbow by the Family Band. I still gotta give this round to American Dad. So the winner is American Dad. It still amazes me that these 2 shows are made by the exact same person and they couldn't be more different, but I love them both in their own ways.